GMC StabiliTrak and traction control, what are they? Their differences, why do they come off, and how to troubleshoot the problems. Hey guys, it's Jeff here and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to dive into GM's StabiliTrak system. Specifically, we'll be looking at the frequent and annoying service StabiliTrak system and service traction control lights that seem to appear on most GM Chevy vehicles' dashboards. So, what exactly is StabiliTrak and how does it work? Well, StabiliTrak is a traction control-related system that GM introduced in the early to mid-2000s. Unlike your typical traction control, StabiliTrak operates a bit differently. Instead of limiting power to a wheel whenever it notices that the wheel has no traction, the StabiliTrak system rather primarily utilizes the braking system controlling the amount of power being sent to a wheel. Here's how it works. StabiliTrak uses the ABS speed sensors in your wheels to detect any differences in wheel speed. If it senses that one wheel is spinning at a different speed than the others, it can apply individual brake pressure to specific brakes individually. This helps to regain stability and traction, hence the name StabiliTrak. Let's say you're fishtailing, for example. StabiliTrak will kick in by applying a little brake pressure to either the front left or front right brake, depending on which way you're fishtailing. The goal is to get your car back on track and moving in a straight line. In a nutshell, StabiliTrak uses your brakes to control the angle or direction of your vehicle when it detects that it's not going in the right direction. It's all about keeping your car stable and on the right path. Why does the StabiliTrak system turn off? GM included a safety protocol in the StabiliTrak system, which is also programmed into the traction control system. This protocol turns off StabiliTrak and traction control if your engine is not providing consistent power or if your car is not maintaining a consistent speed. Basically, both of these systems require consistent power to function properly, so any blip in your RPMs will cause them to turn off. Now let's talk about why these lights turn on and off frequently. There are two main categories of issues that can cause this. Although there are about 12 to 20 different issues that can trigger these lights, they can be grouped into two categories. The first category is related to problems with the StabiliTrak system itself. This system uses the brakes, wheel speed sensors, and the steering position sensor to determine the angle of your steering wheel. If there's an issue with the StabiliTrak system, it's usually due to a problem with the steering wheel position sensor, the ABS wheel speed sensors, or the EBCM, electronic brake control module, which is also known as the ABS module. If the relay circuit in the EBCM goes bad, it can disrupt the entire module and cause the lights to come on. The wheel speed sensors are responsible for monitoring the speed of each wheel, and if they malfunction, it can affect the StabiliTrak system as well. Lastly, the steering wheel position sensor can also cause problems with the StabiliTrak system. So if you're experiencing issues with the StabiliTrak system, these are the three main things to look into. So what is the catch here? One thing to keep in mind is that there are various factors unrelated to StabiliTrak that can trigger the StabiliTrak lights to come on. GM included safety measures that automatically deactivate the system if your RPMs are inconsistent. Therefore, any car issue causing RPM fluctuations, like misfires or pre-detonation, will lead to the StabiliTrak and traction control turning off. When faced with StabiliTrak lights illuminating, the biggest challenge will be more on determining whether the problem is coming from or is within the StabiliTrak system itself, or if there's another underlying engine issue affecting RPMs and engine performance, triggering the safety protocol to deactivate the StabiliTrak and traction control systems. The next part of the problem, which is a major concern that causes this issue, is faulty spark plugs and ignition coils. Bad plugs and coils result in misfiring, causing RPM fluctuations that prompt the systems to shut down. Moreover, fuel-related problems such as a malfunctioning fuel pump or clogged fuel filter can disrupt air-fuel ratios, leading to misfires, pre-detonation, rough idling, and decreased performance. Additional concerns. Apart from the aforementioned issues, it's crucial to inspect the ignition system and fuel delivery for any potential problems. If these areas are clear and the StabiliTrak system is not functioning properly, Consider checking the throttle position sensor for any blockages or dirt buildup. In the throttle body, the same thing can happen. You might have a faulty ABS pump or a bad brake light switch, which can cause the brake light to come on in your dashboard. This issue can also be caused by tire pressure sensors or other smaller engine problems. However, if the problem is not related to StabiliTrak, it's likely to do with fuel delivery or ignition. To diagnose the underlying issue, it's best to check your engine codes. If there are any existing codes, they can provide valuable information. Sometimes, the StabiliTrak lights may come on and off without a check engine light. In such cases, it's important to start with the trouble codes. For example, a bad EBCM relay unit or faulty wheel speed sensors will generate specific codes. Misfires may also trigger a code, although not always. Sensor issues or air fuel problems can cause symptoms that lead to a check engine code. So the first step in troubleshooting is to read the engine codes and use them to identify the underlying problem. If none of these issues are present, there are a few other unusual factors that can cause the problem, such as a faulty brake light switch. In such cases, you won't see a check engine light. You may notice that your brake light stays illuminated. TPMS sensors can also be a culprit, indicated by the light being on. Some people have found that running a full tank of E85 can help resolve these issues. If your car can handle it, most GM vehicles can run on 100% E85, but not all direct-injected engines can. Just make sure E85 is compatible. Using E85 can help clean out your fuel system, potentially resolving any rough idle issues that may not trigger a check engine light. Don't forget about cleaning the fuel filter. Another option is deactivating the AFM system, which shuts off half of your cylinders in certain driving conditions to improve fuel efficiency. To sum up, start by checking for a check engine light. If there are any trouble codes, investigate those first. One common issue could be with the StabiliTrak system itself, which involves sensors, relay circuits, and other components. It's important to note that if there's a problem with StabiliTrak, a check engine light will likely come on since each sensor and system related to StabiliTrak is linked to a fault code. If you don't see any warning lights, then explore the other possibilities mentioned earlier. For instance, a faulty throttle position sensor can trigger a check engine light, but a dirty throttle body might cause minor disruptions in air and fuel ratios, leading to traction control and StabiliTrak issues without triggering a warning light. If there are no check engine lights, you'll need to think outside the box and consider the specific symptoms your car is experiencing and what other issues could be causing them. I hope this information video was useful to you in diagnosing and addressing the issues with your StabiliTrak and traction control system. StabiliTrak issues can be frustrating because numerous factors can cause the problem, and there isn't a clear-cut guide on how to fix it. Anyway, I hope that was helpful, and we'll see you in our next video.